Okay, so you know all those like easy money online things you see?
Mm-hmm.
They always sound too good to be true, right?
Yeah, usually.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive on one that, well, it's not exactly typical.
Huh.
Yeah, it's actually,
Well, what's the catch?
well, that's what we're going to find out.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So we found this YouTube video,
Okay.
and it's in Spanish,
Uh-huh.
but it basically lays out this whole method for turning YouTube videos into podcasts
Interesting.
and then using those podcasts to make money on like Spotify and Amazon Music and stuff.
Okay, now that's interesting.
Yeah. And what's really wild is he says he's going to test it out himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like he's documenting the whole thing on Instagram to show that it can actually work.
So he's putting his money where his mouth is.
Exactly. So before we get ahead of ourselves,
Right.
let's break down how this whole thing is supposed to work.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. So step one, he calls it YouTube transcription mining.
Catchy.
Right.
Uh.
Basically, you find any YouTube video you want. He uses this example of a gaming channel called David75.
Mm.
And you go to that like more section below the video.
Yeah.
And there's a button there that says show transcript.
Oh, right.
And when you click it, boom, you've got the whole transcript of the video.
That's pretty cool.
Right. And what's even cooler is that YouTube's transcriptions are getting really good.
It is. I've noticed that.
Like scarily good.
Seriously. It's like having a personal assistant just taking notes for you on everything.
Totally.
There's just a but.
There's always a but.
Right.
So the transcript we're looking at, it's in Spanish.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Unless you speak Spanish.
Or, yeah.
Or you use Google Translate.
Exactly. Which, let's be real, it's not perfect.
Definitely not.
But it can give you a pretty good starting point.
For sure.
Yeah.
So once you've got your transcript translated, if you need to,
Yeah.
the next step is where the real AI magic happens.
Okay, ready.
So there's this tool called Notebookml.
Notebookml, got it.
It's free. Totally free.
No email address or anything.
Nope. You just go to the website,
Wow.
paste in your transcript,
Uh-huh.
and it spits out a two-person podcast dialogue.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. It like takes the text and turns it into a conversation.
That's wild. How does it even do that?
That's what I want to know.
It's like it understands what's being said and then creates a back and forth from it.
Right. And the creator of the video, he actually plays a clip of the generated audio.
Oh, really?
And it's surprisingly good.
So it's in English?
It is.
Yeah.
I had to have translated it because the transcript was in Spanish.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. But either way, it sounds like two people actually having a conversation about the topic.
I mean, it probably still needs some editing, right?
Oh, for sure. Like cleaning up the flow and stuff.
But still the AI did the heavy lifting.
Exactly. That's what makes this so intriguing.
It's like having an AI co-host.
Right. Okay, so we've got our AI podcast dialogue.
Yeah.
But we're not done yet.
And there's more.
Oh, yeah. He says if you really want this to work, you can't just have a static image while the audio plays.
Good point. People want something to look at.
Exactly. So he recommends using CapCut.
CapCut, I've heard of that. It's free too, right?
Yep. Totally free. And he says you can use their library of stock footage and animations.
So you can make it look all professional even if you're not a video editor.
Exactly. And he shows you how to do it in the video.
It's smart.
So you've got your AI audio and your visuals all put together.
This is getting good.
Now it's time for the monetization part.
The moment of truth.
Right. And he's really adamant about this part. You can't just like throw it up on YouTube and hope for the best.
Makes sense. You got to treat it like any other content.
Exactly. He says you got to share it everywhere. YouTube, Amazon Music, Spotify.
Get that reach.
Yes. And this is where he gets really real about like the whole get rich quick thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, yeah, you got to actually put in the work.
Right. It's not magic.
Exactly. He even brings up this example of a YouTube channel. It's called Teated.
Teated.
Okay.
Oh.
And he says they're making like serious bank each month just from podcasts.
Wow, really?
Yeah. He pulls up Social Blade.
Oh, so we can see the numbers.
Yeah. And it's showing like estimated earnings between $5,800 and $92,000 per month.
Whoa, that's a huge range, though.
It is. He even says, like, don't take these as gospel.
Right. They're just estimates.
Yeah, based on, like, ads and stuff.
Still, it shows the potential.
Absolutely. And that's his whole point, right? It's not about copying this one channel.
We're, like, learning from what they're doing.
Exactly. You got to understand how the platforms work.
Like YouTube's algorithm and all that?
Yes.
Hmm.
He actually gets into some specifics about YouTube.
Oh, like what?
Like making sure your podcast title and description are good.
The SEO stuff.
Yeah, and have a good thumbnail image.
Oh, yeah. That's crucial.
And he says you should upload the audio directly to YouTube's podcast section.
Makes sense. They probably prioritize that.
Right. And it's all about staying up to date on like the best practices.
Absolutely. Those platforms change all the time.
So like just uploading a static image with your podcast audio.
Yeah, it's not going to cut it.
He's like, you got to make it engaging.
Add some visuals, maybe.
Exactly. Think about what would make you click on a video.
Right. Nobody wants to stare at a still image for an hour.
So it's about combining the AI stuff with like actual content strategy.
Being smart about it.
Exactly. So what do you think? Ready to start making some AI podcasts?
Oh, I'm definitely intrigued. It's a lot to think about.
It is. It really shows how fast things are changing.
AI is really shaking things up.
For sure, but in a way that's exciting.
It is. It's like a whole new world of possibilities opening up.
And who knows, maybe we'll be deep diving into your AI-powered podcast next.
Uh-huh. Wouldn't that be something?
It really makes you think, like with AI doing so much now, what's it going to take to actually stand out?
Right. Like anyone can plug in a transcript and get a podcast now.
Exactly. So what makes yours special?
It's got to be more than just the tech stuff.
That's what I keep coming back to. Like, yeah, the AI can do a lot of the groundwork, but it's still got to have that human touch.
Absolutely. That's what people connect with.
The personality.
Yeah.
The insights.
Yeah.
The unique perspective.
Exactly. And that's something AI can't replicate.
At least not yet.
Right. Like maybe someday, but for now it's about finding that balance.
AI is your sidekick.
I like that. Like it takes care of the boring stuff.
And you get to focus on the fun stuff.
The creative side.
Exactly. And the best part is you don't need to be a tech expert to do this.
Right. All these tools are so accessible.
Like we're talking YouTube's transcription, Google Translate.
Notebookml.
All free.
Anyone can try this out.
Seriously. Just grab your laptop and get curious.
That's what it's all about, right? Experimenting.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe the next big thing we're talking about.
Yeah.
It'll be something you created.
That's the beauty of all this.
It's like a whole new frontier.
And we're all just figuring it out together.
With AI by our side.
Exactly.
So what are we waiting for? Let's get out there and make some AI-powered magic happen.